All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Bueller and Dodge on the mics, ready to break down some news, break down some fights, and just talk a bunch of shit, because that's what we do. You can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. You can also find us on iTunes. If you subscribe there, you will not miss a show. Our official website, SplitDecisionMMA.com. Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. And if you want Twitter or Instagram, it is SD_MMA. And we got stuff to cover, man. Fights going on actually today. We had fights happen this past Wednesday. And a good amount of news. Starting off with Carano.
Yeah, we can start off with that. That was the beginning of the week. Basically, Dana White went and told ESPN.com that he and Lorenzo Fertitta for sure will sign Gina Carano this week. Now, today's Friday, and I have not seen any official signing news yet. There was one kind of conspiracy theory that one of the reporters reported saying that it is possible that there are movie studios blocking her signing because they still have her under contract for movies, and they don't want that to interfere with her movie deals that they have her signed for.
But isn't she technically still under contract with
no,
UFC?
Her contract with Strikeforce / the UFC has expired. The UFC was actually waiting that contract out so that they can sign her to a new one and not have to basically honor that one because they wanted obviously to complete a new contract.
Right.
So as of right now, she's not signed, but Dana White was saying again at the beginning of this week that he will have her signed by this week. Still haven't seen anything yet. Again, rumors are that there are movie studios blocking the fact that she might not be signing right away.
Well, what about the other rumors that are flying around right now that the fight with her and Rousey is set for December?
I still haven't seen anything.
You haven't seen nothing?
God, I hope not.
No, and that's what everybody's up in arms out. You're going to bring this girl back. She hasn't fought in, 4 years?
Yeah.
And then you're going to put her up against the Lion.
Last time she fought, I was happily married. That's how long ago it's been since she fought. Last time she fought, I was happily married. No, I think
congratulations, you were happily married. Not many people are. You're lucky.
I think she's holding out for the ice cream clause in her contract. There's a minimum of
it's got to be one for each fist, not just one.
Yeah, no, it's got to be half gallon for each fist of dryers, one mint and chip, and one cookie dough in her dressing room before and after each fight.
Yeah.
Before and after.
Brandon Vera recently signed a new contract. Now he is signed with OneFC.
Awesome.
So they have not said who he's going to be fighting. They have not said when he's going to be fighting. They haven't said what weight class he's going to be fighting. But they have said they have signed him, and they expect him to debut this year.
So if he wins like Askren, people still won't know about it.
Right.
So he immediately came out afterwards and said that he was going to win the titles in both the light heavyweight and heavyweight division
of OneFC.
Of OneFC.
Right.
So I mean, what do you think? Do you think this is the last we've heard of Brandon Vera? He's going to go off to OneFC and kind of just disappear?
Fizzle away. Yeah.
He can make his career there and come back to the UFC.
Maybe he can make it. No.
I don't see anybody fighting in OneFC that's going to make a comeback to the UFC.
I mean, if he works his way back up to like World Series of Fighting or something.
Apparently, Ben Askren over there says that he's going to make enough noise that Dana White's going to not ignore him anymore and sign him.
It's kind of hard to make noise in a silent arena.
If anything, I see maybe, them moving him to Bellator because...
He won't go back to Bellator.
You don't think so?
Ben Askren back to Bellator?
I don't see him coming back there.
He's in OneFC, or not OneFC, World Series of Fighting for some reson.
No, he's in OneFC. I don't see him.
Bellator. Remember?
I remember Bellator. Yeah. I just thought he went to WSO.
Just the way that it went down, I really don't think either one of them are interested. But if there was anybody, I think maybe
Scott Coker would bring him back to
Bellator. Because, again...
He's a name.
Yeah, and it's new management, so...
Yeah.
Bellator's is ready to fizzle out anyway, too, I think.
Jacob Volkmann's having a little bit of a Twitter beef with World Series of Fighting. It's funny because he adds UFC and Bellator.
Twitter beefs are quickly becoming one of my favorite guilty pleasures.
Into all of his...
I told you, I'm on board for him.
Yeah.
I wish there would be more Twitter/YouTube beefs.
Yeah, I like the YouTube ones. The YouTube ones are funny. So he basically he was under contract with World Series of Fighting, and he was also allowed to fight in regional shows while under contract
Okay.
To make a little side money. He did beat...
He's just straight fucking sandbagging people.
Danny White in April of this year, but then he lost to T.J. O'Brien in May. So World Series of Fighting recently released him. As this happened, he took to Twitter to criticize him. He said, before signing with World Series of Fighting, read my next few texts. So I think this is like a cautionary tale for other guys that are out there. He says, I had 2 days before I signed with World Series. I received a text from Ali, who is the matchmaker. The longest distance between fight is 4 to 5. Again, he also tags UFC and Bellator like he's trying to tell them, hey, anybody who's paying attention, this is what happens to me, I guess, or if you guys care. My last fight with the World Series of Fighting was October, 8 months ago.
Some UFC intern is going, why in the hell?
Stop tagging us. September 24th had an opponent for October, but will only give me $6K and $6K, which is 6 for fighting, 6 for showing up, 6 for the win. My contract was for 9 or no fight. World Series of Fighting said if it's 6K
at UFC, help me.
Yeah, help me. If I fight for 6K in October, I would also get a January fight, but then went back on that. I'm getting fed up with Ali. I've contacted Sean Lampman to set up fights and told him what was happening. On November 1st, Sean said I would fight in January, but only would do 6K when my contract was for 9K. Again, you're repeating yourself. Sean kept saying he would get me someone for January until January 13th. No opponent. Sean felt bad about the situation, so he gave me $3,000 for not fighting. Time for fighters to unite and unionize.
When do I get $3,000 for not fighting? That's pretty weak, though. But that's.
I don't know why.
World Series of Fighting executive and vice president and matchmaker. He basically said, World Series of Fighting gave you 3 fights in 11 months. We also gave you extra money on the side to take care of your family, and you're no longer with World Series of Fighting. And we released World Series are released to fight TJ O'Brien. He finished you in a small town show. We have no interest in you. Good luck with your career.
Oh.
So, allegedly, this is coming from again, Ali. He says the entire situation was ridiculous. We went out of our way to help him get money to help fighting, even when he wasn't fighting. He lost TJ O'Brien. We told him we didn't need him anymore. We decided to release him. He knew we were releasing him. I don't know why he's attacking us. He started all this propaganda because he wants to go to Bellator. He can go to Bellator if he wants. They can have our rejects.
I guess there's always more than one side to every story, but if them undercutting his contract is bullshit, but if you go to a smaller show to make some cash and you lose that smaller show, you better bet your ass you're going to get your ass cut.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and his manager, Monty Cox, Volkmann's manager, says he was fielding offers from multiple promotions, including Bellator, but they wanted a formal letter from World Series of Fighting indicating he's been released. Well, you got it on Twitter now.
Right.
So I guess you take the Twitter being like, I'm just going to talk a bunch of shit till they let me go.
Good way to get fired.
I mean,
good way to look.
Does anybody really care about?
No.
No, I don't know why you take your work woes on to a public display like this. Just imagine if everybody did that.
They do.
A lot of them do. A lot of them do.
I don't know. We're a couple of the few where we don't say shit because I'm too happy about shit.
Yeah.
So, Wanderlei Silva has taken Vitor's Legos and decided to make his own test, just like Vitor did.
Oh my god!
Back in May, we know that Wanderlei refused his drug test. He now says, life is great. I'm training well. I did a test on my own in Brazil on June 6th to see if the cortisoid and the diuretic were out of my body. I also tested my testosterone at my levels. My levels are supposed to be 180. I'm at 160. I'm totally clean and clear to fight as soon as possible.
I still see the pool thing.
I'm waiting for the UFC to tell me.
That's what I see.
I'm waiting for the UFC to tell me a date and a location. In 2 months, I'll be ready to fight.
It's funny we bring this up, but I honestly, in my head, it's very entertaining to watch Vitor Belfort and Wanderlei Silva play with Legos. I would like to see it happen like in real life. I would love to see it happen in real life. Like,
they would build a bus and then try to feed it a banana.
Just like give him the Death Star setup, which is like it takes 3 weeks for any grown adult to set up.
Just see what they make.
You'd walk in the room and one of them would be wearing the box for a hat, and the other one would shit on the floor.
No, the Legos would be sitting on the side. They would be playing with the box.
I just understand. I want to know where I can get home testing for testosterone. I want to take a home testosterone test.
Walgreens.
Yeah, they have them.
Do they really?
Yeah, because they're like, if you were legitimately trying to conceive, or you were legitimately using TRT to rebuild your testosterone level, there are things to measure.
Can we take a home drug test, like the ones that apparently will let us know if there's diuretics, steroids, testosterone, and cortisoids in our system from Walgreens?
It's right next to the pregnancy test. It's very simple to read too. It has a plus sign for positive.
Well, right. According to a couple people's tests, if we want to know if we're still dirty, we can take a pregnancy test, right?
If you have estrogen, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're pregnant, then you're still dirty. I think that just should be an interesting segment to the show. I think we should just go buy ourselves home testosterone tests.
Well, I want to find out how low mine is, man.
I don't want to tell everybody what I'm on.
Yeah.
I mean, do you work one out before you take the test or after? Does it help, like, your testosterone go up?
I only see, like, Dennis is like, I'm not admitting what my results are. And Dodge is like, hey, it came out negative. And I come out, I'm like, I'm a woman. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
My test said I'm a female. I'm going to go buy a drink.
So he recently called out Luke Rockhold. He says he wants to fight Luke Rockhold. He's a good guy. He's coming off wins. He's a former Strikeforce champion. I think me and him could get in line for the title. He's perfect fight. He basically wants to fight in Brazil.
Is he ranked? Is he even fucking ranked?
Who? Wanderlei?
Yeah.
No. Not that I know of.
Why does he want to fight in Brazil?
Let's find out if he's ranked.
I just don't get. In the last 2 weeks, there's been so many unranked fighters who are calling out people who are on their way up. Like, oh yeah, I seen you've been winning. I seen you've won your last 3 fights. I think we should fight.
So I can get on that ladder with you.
I like that Rockhold's like, so wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Wanderlei ran from testing in the United States. Now is testing himself, says he's clean and wants to fight me in Brazil? Like, he's very confused.
It's like, it's their sanctuary. They all run back to Brazil and yell sanctuary like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And, you know,
to the bell tower.
Can't test me here. I'm safe. We're currently looking up fighter listings to see what their ranking is.
I was looking for the rankings, but
dead air.
Apparently that doesn't want to help me.
No.
It does not. Oh, there we
There
go.
we
There
go.
we go. There we go. Moving down into middleweight, where Luke Rockhold is ranked number 5.
Right.
And Wanderlei.
At least Vitor's.
He's not even in the. He's not even in the top 15.
Yeah.
Wanderlei. I'm not seeing anybody else see Wanderlei on there.
Not even. Not even the top 15.
Even Joey's favorite
No.
guy, number 8, right there, is on there.
Hey, Miss Bing. That's surprising to
He's
me.
not getting a title shot anytime soon.
He always screws it up. He should fight Mark Munoz.
Is he? Oh yeah, number 13.
That's who he should fight.
I thought they already fought.
He should fight again.
I just like to watch it.
He's a big enough name. I mean, he could get number 10. He could get Costas Falopu, you know, but just calling out number 5, that's stupid.
So speaking of all this drug testing, GSP, they recently did an interview with him where they asked him how his retirement/hiatus is doing. He said he's doing great. He's having a good time. It's good mental health. And they said, you know, one of the big things that, you know, obviously he was against with some of the drug testing that was going on in the UFC. He basically made another statement saying that he wants testing in MMA to be more like Olympic testing, an independent organization that doesn't have any affiliation with money to the organization that is testing them. Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
You think
because
it should be
there's
outside?
absolutely no discrepancies in Olympic testing. We've never seen a gold being taken from somebody else's hand because there's no discrepancies in Olympic testing.
Are they going to start doing gender testing too, like they do in the Olympics?
I think the big thing is he just wants. He's saying that it should not be somebody that is. It shouldn't be the UFC testing these guys just for drugs. There should be also independent testing.
Well, the big problem is whoever starts doing your testing is going to become part of your thing.
Yeah, they have to get paid somehow.
You know what I'm saying? No matter who starts doing your testing, they can be an outside entity when they start. But after you test 1,100, 1,200 fighters,
Yeah, and the UFC's cutting the check for you to pay for the
right?
test.
You're part of the UFC.
There's not going to be any, unless he wants to fund it himself. You know, there's not going to be any like real way to do what he's asking.
Or
Uriah Faber has this to say about it. He thinks that they should take lie detector tests.
I read this and I don't understand.
I just started
how any of
laughing.
this
I was
works.
like, you know, those are really easy to fake, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're so easy to.
Aren't you just supposed to like put a penny in your mouth and step on a tack, and then?
Yes. That's how you pass the DUI test, though. The breathalyzer. It's different. Because what happens is the penny confuses the thing, and as you step on the tack, the blood rushes out your foot, and then they can't get the blood that's in your breath. That's how it works.
That's really strange
what I've
because
heard.
that's how I
That's
was
what I've heard.
told how to get past oral sex.
In prison?
No, it's
Yeah, I don't know.
Tastes like penny.
Tastes like pennies.
You are tasting the wrong oral sex. You need a calendar.
So what's the tack about then?
So he says, Uriah Faber says, you know, I think it's great. They're doing a lot of testing now. I've been successful in my career for 11 years without having to cheat. I don't even do supplements, which is bullshit. Then why are you all over the muscle farm stuff?
Again, remember,
I've done this with
You don't
healthy
consider
living
it.
and natural organic food. I'm glad to be a representative and let people know what it can be done. I was thinking about offering these guys up about fighting to do a lie detector test. Ask them point blank, have you ever done performance-enhancing drugs? I think it could either be a useful element to keep the sport on track. If we take lie detector tests, this gives one more method for guys from using it out of competition.
No, we already know. If they answer in a high-pitched voice, they were lying. Did you ever take PED? No.
They answer a question with the question.
Did I ever take PEDs? Does it look like I've ever taken PEDs? Would I ever take PEDs?
Do I look like a man?
I did eat some PEZs. They were really good. The little dispenser. I love them.
My vitamins.
So what do you guys think is the solution here for all these crazy failed drug tests? It's an epidemic in MMA right now.
There's no solution. People are still
it's not. It's an epidemic at this point because the idiots told them, "We'll give you exemption. We'll give you exemption. Yeah. Fuck you. We'll give you exemption. We'll give."
Cool. I think it's always going to be a problem, just like it is in every other sport.
I think it's pretty new. The MMA is still considered a new sport. That's why a lot of these things are coming out. That everyone. I mean, I don't see necessarily as an epidemic. Out of how many thousands of fighters do they have on contract? How many of them got busted?
All of them.
All of them have been busted? All of them? Yeah.
At least once.
I think it's going to be like even in major league sports where whatever you up the game to, you're going to test for, you're going to start busting people. Because everybody, they're like, okay, well, what's the line? And then they stay that side of the line.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, well, we test for that now. And they're like...
Right, I mean, that's like Mark McGuire. Mark McGuire says, yeah, of course I was taking performance-enhancing drugs when they were legal.
Right.
I took this and this and this. When they made it illegal, cool, I switched to this because it was legal. Oh, that's illegal now? Cool, I'm going to switch to this because it's legal.
He's another one that I don't even know how people question it because you know what I mean? He went from the size of a beanpole.
But he says, like I said, he openly admits it. So it's the same thing. I mean, when Chael was originally talking about, well, it wasn't illegal, so of course I was doing it. When it became illegal...
Anderstein was legal for a long time. That's what Mark McGuire used most of it.
Well, but see, Shale also was full of shit too because HGH was never legal. Never. It's not legal in any fucking sport ever.
Right. I wish it was.
You're not in sports. You can take it. It's okay. No one's gonna judge you.
They test me for when I'm watching the TV.
Do they? Does Tough Mudder? Do they do testing? No.
Spartan testing.
When Spartan gets in the Olympics, they will.
No.
But.
Because I've seen some roided out Spartans, bro.
Yeah, I saw them too. I passed them while they were sitting down because they had no cardio.
Yes, on the bag carry. They all died.
All of them. Yeah, the 90-pound sandbag carry, you got to carry up a quarter-mile hill.
Oh,
literally, they're all sitting there on the bag being like,
in the shade.
In the shade. What is going on?
Well, plus they have
tired.
Plus they have no legs or calves. Yeah. Their leg breaks while they're trying to crawl up the hill. Just the sheer weight of their upper body.
They're used to laying down and pushing things. Like
the Mike Tyson syndrome.
Where's my spotter, bro? Where's my spotter? Going Volkmann play frisbee or what?
So added to the Sacramento fight coming up here, August 30th, UFC 177. T.J. Dillashaw.
He has to reiterate that date with me because I keep getting it wrong.
Henan Barao.
You hear how assertive he was when he said August 30th.
Yes.
He never enunciates that well.
Got to make sure Joey knows.
So the fight coming up next month is going to be on August 30th. It's going to be happening with
in Sacramento. Our backyard.
I'll be there.
We have another title shot. We're going to have two titles on the line for that pay-per-view.
That's going to be badass.
Demetrius Johnson will be making his quick turnaround to defend his title up against Chris Carrasco.
I'm more excited about the media buffet, though, because I haven't sampled it.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
It's going to be delicious.
I just had like 3 of them.
I know.
I haven't had one.
More than 3, but it's okay.
Are we still talking about the buffet?
And he's so jelly.
They have jelly?
Usually there's jelly. Johnny Hendricks recently was on a couple shows saying that he would like a super fight with Chris Weidman. After he defends his belt a couple times, he would like to go up to 185 and have a super fight with Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman says he would rather have a super fight with John Jones. What do you guys think?
Wow, so we're back on this wagon, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Back on the who I want to fight. Dude, you got plenty of guys in your division. Shut up.
But who does Uriah Faber want to fight in those divisions?
No, who does BJ Penn want to fight
Seriously.
in those divisions?
Nobody.
BJ Penn don't want to fight no more.
I think he does.
That was pretty apparent last time he was in the cage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who would you rather see? Would you guys rather see Weidman go up against Jones or Weidman go up against Hendricks?
Hendricks.
Why?
I think it'd be more exciting.
More exciting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I really
than a John Jones fight? Do you think John Jones is that dominant, or do you just think it's going to be a boring fight?
I think John Jones is too big for Weidman, and I think it'd be a really bad idea for Weidman to do that. But I think that him and Hendricks would be super exciting.
He says that he feels John Jones would be more of a test than Johnny Hendricks, especially since Johnny Hendricks hasn't even defended his belt yet.
Yeah, what's up with that? What are we waiting for?
He's injured. Remember he had the torn bicep?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do you not remember that?
I didn't know.
You don't remember that? We had that beautiful picture of it
Was
all
it
braided
half
together.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Half torn, or was it all the way torn?
It was torn.
It was
All the way
bad.
torn.
Yeah. And so that's why we're getting to go watch the fight next weekend down in
Right.
San Jose. It's going to be the number one contendership bout. Robbie Lawler going up against
Yeah. Got
Matt
excited for that
motherfucking
fight.
Brown.
Matt Brown.
Matt motherfucking Brown. So did you get to see this fight? I know you kind of mocked it. You were upset about it. This was Nick Newell going up against Justin Gaethje. This is for the World Series. It's fighting. What is it? Lightweight championship belt. Nick Newell obviously is our one-armed man.
Right.
Oh, no, I didn't watch it now.
Okay, so he is complaining that he got illegally kneed 3 times while he was down, that being one of them,
That would be a knee.
and that being one
That
of
would be a knee.
them, to the head. And he says that that's why he lost the fight. He does not remember anything after the knee.
I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know if that's why he lost the fight. Was he getting his ass kicked the rest of the fight, too?
He was all right, but he wasn't looking like his best, yeah.
But those knees are super illegal.
This one, though, the first one to me could be in the chest. I can't see from the angle. Like, it could be right in the chest. Or collarbone. The last one was definitely to the head.
Or was it to the chest?
Was it to the chest? That one might have been to the chest, too. Let's look.
Back and to the left.
Oh, back into the left.
See, that's
Back
the
into
kind
the
of
left.
ref
Back
is asleep.
into
That's the
the
kind of
left.
stuff that got Arlovsky's jaw broke.
I don't know. Is
The
that
ref's
the head
over
or
there
is that to the
sleeping.
shoulder?
I'm actually thinking that's right to the shoulder.
That looks to the
I'm
shoulder
looking
to
at
me.
it. It's like it's that one area right between your shoulder and your pec, dude. That's what it looks like to me. Like he rolled him over with it. Because I'm pretty sure the way that knee hit, it would have cut him open. It would have knocked him out. Something that looks like it's to the shoulder.
Do you really consider that a strike, though? Or did he just forcefully use his knee to roll him over?
He threw a knee. He moved it forward. So let's look at the first one.
I did not slap you. I used my hand to push your face.
Mushed you. It's a mush. It's a mush. So do you think he deserves an immediate rematch because of this?
No.
I think he was lucky to make it as far as he did.
All right.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but they like people.
you're an asshole
People
about
have
it.
limitations, and there's a lot of people going to fight these guys with disabilities, and they don't know how to react.
If he was given a prosthetic hand,
Well, like later we're going to talk about.
titanium.
like it was just a fist, like and he could just use it to punch.
Well,
like, would you say it is unfair advantage? Like the guy who had the metal legs
Hey.
in the when he was running track.
Well, it depends. Is he going to go shoot his girlfriend afterwards?
No, he can't hold the gun. It's just a fist.
Hey, all I'm saying is, and we're probably going to talk about it later, but there was a fight that was looking pretty good, and then somebody got a hematoma, and then all of a sudden...
He got angry.
Yeah,
The-
well,
the
no, it's a
hematoma-
distraction.
I think the hematoma took over.
He grew an extra brain. Nice.
So we had the ESPYs. Did you guys watch the ESPYs? Anybody care about the ESPYs?
Not really.
Kevin Durant took home a lot of awards, man. He even got one of the Nickelodeon Slime Awards, too, Kids' Choice.
Yeah.
Good year for Kevin Durant.
So did you watch the Nickelodeon Slime Awards? Did you watch the ESPYs?
I'm not telling you.
Or you just read stuff? Anyway,
I don't have to answer those questions.
Ronda Rousey won Female Athlete of the Year.
She didn't win it in the Slime Awards, though.
This is the first...
Gabby Douglas did, in case you were wondering.
I believe this is the first MMA fighter
So
to
yes,
win
he
it.
did watch the Slime Awards.
Yeah. I do believe this is the first MMA fighter to win an ESPY.
I thought GSP won one.
Did he?
I could have swore he did.
I don't remember him winning
Did you
one.
come to the show without fact checking?
I didn't check this. This is the only one I couldn't check.
Wait. Check. It's Chuck Liddell or GSP won one. I guarantee it.
All right.
We'll have to look it up.
We'll have to definitely look that up.
I swear, because I remember it was a big deal. One of them won it.
Okay. Well, she was also nominated for Best Fighter, as well as, let's see, John Jones. He was nominated for Best Fighter. Chris Weidman was nominated for Upset of the Year. Obviously, all those did not win. Again, she was the only one that took...
This won't be the first time that Floyd Mayweather beat Ronda Rousey then.
No.
So
But he doesn't even know who he is.
No, he actually apologized.
He is.
apologized today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
Why
fun.
does he have to apologize for that? It's stupid.
Because he called her a dude.
So he doesn't. If he
That's
doesn't
the only
know
part
who
he apologized.
No, he was bullshitting.
Yeah, he definitely was. Because he knows he'd get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Two people not impressed with Ronda Rousey are Talia Nogueira, who is not even signed with the UFC, but says that, She says that basically there's not even one top jiu-jitsu girl in the UFC today. You have girls with good jiu-jitsu, even some black belts, but none of them were world champion.
Wasn't Alexis?
She's a black belt.
She's a black belt. She's a world champion. And she says, I think I could surprise a lot of people in the UFC. I've always said this since day one, that good jiu-jitsu girl with good strategy beats Ronda. She has a lot of flaws in her jiu-jitsu. Maybe I will defeat her with an armbar. Who knows? You're not even signed, and she's calling her out. What do you think about these girls who are black belts in jiu-jitsu, who have no MMA experience, jumping into MMA and saying, oh, I'm going to beat her hands down because my jiu-jitsu is better than hers?
They've never been punched in the face, apparently.
Yeah, they've never had the schoolyard chokehold face punch.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
That's basically what that was. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name?
Say uncle.
Say uncle.
Yeah.
Well, give me your fucking lunch money.
Yeah,
give me
that's
your
exactly
lunch
what
money.
it was. It was a bully headlock and punch to the face. Done.
One person who is in the UFC who's about to go up against Kat Zingano is Amanda Nunes. She is already saying she is looking past Kat Zingano.
First in MMA to win an SB.
Boom! Fact check that, bitch. I was correct with my assumptions.
Did you assume?
I assumed
All right.
that I was correct. He has been nominated, but he has not won.
Is that what it was?
Yep. Because Chuck Liddell, him, and Anderson Silva have all been nominated. And John Jones. Anyway, going back to the story here, Amanda Nunes saying that she's looking past Kat Zingano. She will wait, and she will 100% beat Ronda Rousey after she beats Kat Zingano. Do you think Amanda Nunes has what it takes?
I don't think anybody has what it takes.
Do you think she has what it takes to get past Kat Zingano?
That's possible. I doubt it. I think Kat Zingano's probably going to beat her. It's been
even with the layoff that she's had.
With the layoff,
that's the big question.
Time, but I still think Kat Zingano's probably going to beat Amanda Nunes. But I don't think anybody. Ronda Rousey is like they're going to have to send in a fucking tank to beat that chick. I don't understand. She would probably judo throw an armbar the tank. You know?
She needs to do a Duralast commercial.
Chuck Liddell already does that, man.
She needs to do a Duralast commercial.
She would somehow find a way to do it better. How does this thing autocorrect? I type in SB, autocorrects to ESPN, so I go, fine, do ESPN, and then it changes that to Exxon. Fuck this.
Can't block numbers, can't use autocorrect.
It's fucking fun. I swear to God.
This hour brought to you by Shitty Phones. Do you got a good one? Like trade for a shitty one? Sign up now.
So Dana White was recently talking about he likes the idea of Chris Weidman going up against Vitor Belfort. Obviously, Vitor Belfort has called out Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman has called out Vitor Belfort. They're saying this is going to be the next fight for the belt. And he says he even likes Vitor's idea of having it in Brazil.
Of course.
Again, how is Belfort still ranked?
I didn't know FAP was a real word.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has won 3 this year before he did get busted.
Okay.
He with all 3 knockouts as well.
Okay. And ranked people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, would you like to see it in Brazil, or do you think that, again, this is another tactic? The conspiracy theorists will say this is another tactic to keep Vitor Belfort in Brazil so that he can continue using TRT in his weird drug testing.
Now, I think that they owe Brazil a decent fight, on one hand.
Michael Bisping, Luke Rockhold, Dan Henderson. Last 3 by knockout.
So one good guy.
Really? Luke Rockhold's good?
That's what I'm saying. Rockhold.
Bisping, what? That was for
whatever. That's when he had a bad eye.
He's always had that bad eye.
And Dan Henderson, I don't even know how that happened.
That was a good fight. I thought it was a good fight.
Damn.
You're wrong. Quit trying to look it up.
I was looking to see who got nominated. Chuck Liddell didn't get nominated. But hell, other people got nominated for ESPYs, but every year they did it, either Floyd Mayweather or
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao walked away with it.
Yep.
The correct sponsor you looked for was You Were Right, Dodge.
I just wanted to see if they'd been nominated.
Right.
After I found out I was wrong about them winning, I was like, I know I've seen them on the ESPYs, but they just weren't winning.
So then obviously we have the more Twitter beef and more issues we have with the Diaz brothers, specifically Nate Diaz.
Motherfucker, what?
Nate Diaz went on Twitter
Candies for being delicious. Making a Batman movie without Batman.
It was a TV show.
TV show without Batman.
Recently went on Twitter and said too many people are sucking that hashtag UFC dick.
Because it was popular enough hashtag.
And then he says, and they wear cowboy hats. He's obviously talking about Donald Cerrone. Trying to call out Donald Cerrone even though he's not ranked. He's not a ranked fighter anymore. Nate Diaz dropped off the rankings because he's not fighting. Dana White came out and says, you know what, I really don't care. He's not a needle mover. He basically says, I like the guy. I love the Diaz brothers. But he was on one of the lowest Fox shows ever. His numbers, he does not pull numbers in. Nick does. Nick is a needle mover. Nick pulls the good numbers. Nate does not. He's also 1-2 in his last 3.
But the longer they go without fighting, the more irrelevant they're going to be.
Yeah, and he says he seems like
we say every week.
It seems like he's popular when you're looking on fucking Twitter and some websites, but with the numbers, the real numbers tell the truth. We know who moves the needles and who doesn't. If Nate was a massive needle mover, we would call him. We'd be on the phone trying to figure out how to work it out. He doesn't move the needle. He also said the only reason why he's upset is because of how much Gilbert is getting now. Gilbert is our number 1 ranked fighter getting ready to fight for the title.
See, but this is kind of fucked.
Former world champion. He's a needle mover. Nate, you're not a needle mover. You need to get back in and get on the fights and start putting on good fights.
So he's kind of admitting that it's not about the fights. It's not about the fighter. It's about popularity and selling tickets.
He also got it's a number of things because he says he's not ranked. He's lost 1 of his last 3. I mean, those are things that are taken into consideration.
Nick's not ranked, right?
You could be the, and again, he said he's not going to give him a title shot or a what is a $500,000 payday that he wants. No, come back and fight normal. Get back in the rankings and work your way back to getting a title shot. Work your way back to getting the big fights. You're not just going to get them because you have a name.
Yeah.
How is he 1-3 in his last 3 fights? Did he have a draw?
No, he said he's 1-3. What he meant to say, he's 1-2 in his last 3. 3 fights, he's 1-2.
Dan, it can't count.
Yeah, pretty much.
He don't have to.
And so if whoever taught him the buzzword needle needs to not teach him any more buzzwords.
It's not a needle mover, man. Are you a needle mover?
No.
Then shut up. We only talk to needle movers around here. If you were a needle mover, you'd have something to say, and we would care.
We don't even have needles on the mixer anymore. It's LEDs, bro.
Are they moving?
Yes.
His aren't.
I move the LEDs, you move the needles all you want. You want to move my needle?
No. You want me to move your needle? Is that the issue?
I mean, you can. I'll close my eyes.
So immediately after Donald Cerrone won his fight, which we'll get to, break down the fights here in a minute, Khabib Nurmagomedov immediately went to Twitter and says, I am ready, let's go. Donald Cerrone has already called out Nurmagomedov before, saying that I don't know why a bunch of these guys are afraid to fight this guy. I'm ready to fight him anytime.
What's that on his head?
Wait for it.
That's his goat.
Nurmagomedov. That's his goat?
I like his shirt. His shirt is hilarious. If Samba was easy, it would be called Jiu-Jitsu. So they booked this fight for UFC 178 September 27th in Las Vegas. That's pretty quick. Like that's immediately both these guys are ready to go. 20 minutes later, the fight is now off because Nurmagomedov apparently jumped into the gym to start training and blew his knee. 20 minutes after both agreed to the fight, he blew his knee out.
Wow. Sucks for him.
So my thing is, I was kind of talking to Albert, who still is alive, by the way.
Is he really?
He was actually texting me.
I was printing up signs and everything.
I was looking for. I haven't seen him, but somebody is texting me. It could be his girlfriend.
Yeah,
but she seems to know a lot more about MMA than she used to.
She's buried him.
Yeah,
I put his picture on like 2 milk cartons.
Yeah. His girlfriend's putting a bunch of pictures of him on Facebook too, so they're having fun together. He just blinks in every photo.
Are you sure it's just his eyes aren't open?
He's not asleep. Wake up, Albert. I'm thinking we fuck with him so much that's why he doesn't.
He doesn't want to come anymore.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to come over.
He's such a soft soul.
We love you, Albert.
So I talked to him, and we wrote. I'm all saying things. I don't understand how Nurmagomedov is ranked number 5 in his weight division.
Why don't you understand that?
Why don't you understand that? Let's look at his record.
No, so why don't you? Why don't you?
No, that's what I'm going to show you why I don't understand that.
Didn't we just talk about that? If somebody answers the question with the question,
they're guilty.
I don't like your editorial techniques over here. Wait a second.
I will show you why. Let's look at his record. Now, mind you,
Does he always have that goddamn thing on his head?
Yes, he always wears the hat.
It's not a hat; it's a chia pet.
At first, everyone thought it was a wig.
I think you're realizing why he's number 5. Look.
No. I'm going to show you. Okay, so yes. He was 16-0 coming into the UFC, all of his fights being in Russia. Can you really trust that?
No.
All right. So then moving on. Going into the UFC, he's now had 5 fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights that he has won. I'll give him that. He has 6 fights that he has won. Look at the names that he's fought, though. Rafael Dos Anjos is the only title contender holder anywhere in there.
But 2 of them are purple. which means that we.
Yeah, they got links.
You have clicked on them. All of them are clickable. All of them, Joey, are clickable.
But
He did fight Pat Healy. That
What
was a
about
tough
Tavares?
fight. That was a decision. That's Tavares.
Yeah, because after
Least
Tavares,
Tebow-
Is the division just not big enough, and that's why he's number 5?
I think there's a lot of guys. I think Cerrone should be ranked higher than he is, but he's not.
the whole Cerrone thing, I don't understand either.
Why he's not ranked higher?
Yeah, especially since he's been fighting on moment's notice. He even tried to take a fight 2 weeks after a fight.
Yeah, he drove to Baltimore and was like, "I'll fight whoever you got here."
I'm here.
I got my van. We're here. Let's do
Motorhome.
this.
Has that guy been checked for the
Motorhome.
crazies?
Right there. Oh, he did. He finally moved up above. Oh no, he's still not above Nurmagomedov. How's Nurmagomedov up fucking 4?
You didn't even say his name.
How does that happen?
Cerrone bumped him up somehow.
Somehow Cerrone bumps him up to number 4 and he's 5. That's horrible. So Benson Henderson, again, I don't understand how he's number 1. He lost his belt, and then he's fought 2 nobodies. No, he fought Josh Thompson, which he should have won. I think Josh Thompson should have won that fight. We talked about that. That was a split decision.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he fought some ranked 15 guy.
Okay. These ranks are not done by the UFC. That's right.
No.
This is the AP.
This is by the Associated Press, and I think they have fan vote, can vote.
Right.
But still, that's why I don't understand some of these rankings.
Okay.
So Benson Henderson ranked number 1, I don't get. Gil Melendez, obviously number 2, he's going to be fighting for the title soon, that's fine. Josh Thompson, who had a very close fight with Benson Henderson, other than that, he's been doing really well in division. Nurmagomedov at number 4, I don't quite get, based on the people he's fought. I understand his record is undefeated, he does have a high record, but again, I just don't trust a lot of the wins he had in Russia. I don't. I mean,
Is it like North Korea when they fake it?
Yeah.
You know they're World Cup champions this year, right?
Oh, yeah?
According to Kim Jong-un.
According to Kim Jong-un, they won the World Cup.
World Cup of what? Soup? Pho?
He
We
wanted
won the
them to
World
bring
Cup
back
of
some food,
pho.
I'll tell
I
you
wish
that.
I lived in that country where my leader just made up shit to make me happy.
No, you don't, because you're still a slave.
fucking eating dirt and shit.
You don't
Hey, guess
remember?
what?
You don't remember the Clinton
our country's
era?
the greatest.
You don't remember the Clinton era? He made up shit all the time to make us feel good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Joey might look good with that haircut, though.
One of the mandatory Kim Jong-un haircuts. I'm down. Let's roll.
So Cerrone is now obviously without an opponent. Who would you like to see him fight? I think Josh Thompson's fighting this weekend. I think that would have been an awesome fight.
yeah.
I would really like to see him fight Gilbert. I don't think it's
be
coming
an awesome
soon.
fight,
It's
too,
not
yeah.
coming soon, but that's the one.
That'd be a really good fight.
We were talking about it, I think, yesterday. Me, John, and Matt were talking about it.
That'd be a really good fight.
It'd be crazy.
I mean, everybody else on there, he's already beaten, or is I think ranked a little too high for. He does definitely. I think the Nurmagomedov fight made sense. I think it was, in my opinion, Nurmagomedov shouldn't be ranked that high. So I thought the Cerrone fight made sense that we can really test Nurmagomedov, and then Cerrone can move himself up the rankings. Now that fight's not going to happen, especially with the injury. Thompson's already fighting this weekend or next weekend.
I think.
I want to see him fight Carlos Condit in a catchweight.
Yeah, because I think he would have his hands full with Pettis, but I think he would kick the shit out of Henderson.
He's fought Henderson twice.
But not
In
on
the
this
WEC.
not on this role that he's
I
on.
think even in the UFC as well. I mean, 3 times.
Because now he's doing his own training where he wakeboards all day
Drinks
and
Budweiser.
drinks Budweiser and fights at night.
Does whatever he wants.
Does
Right.
whatever he wants.
He
Lost
can
to
do whatever
Benson.
he likes.
Because his last
title.
loss,
The other one was down.
he hasn't had a loss since he went back to his training regimen.
Yeah, the Años fight was the last one. He said he got off his training because Dana's like, look, why don't you take it seriously? I am taking it seriously. No, I want to see you with an actual trainer.
He's like, Dana, does this not look like I'm taking it seriously?
Budweiser. It's one of your sponsors too. I mean, come on. It's good for
Motherfucker, what?
business.
That picture of going out on the lake with Donald Cerrone. Who posted that?
Me.
Yeah.
No, but one of the other fighters posted it, didn't they? We're like, we're going out with Donald Cerrone.
Oh yeah, and it was all the beer.
Yeah.
And the limeritas and
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Party.
He drinks as much as Andre the Giant did.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. the only one to keep up with Andre Giant was that tattoo guy, right?
What?
Tattoo from Fantasy Island?
Yeah, that little tattoo dude. He was a drinker, bud.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Did not know that.
Died of
So let's
lead
talk
poisoning.
about UFC 45, Fight Night 45. That happened last night. You guys both watched it, right? Live on Fox.
Oh yeah.
I watched it on Wednesday.
All right. I just thought you were late on it. I thought you had to watch it afterwards.
No.
No. Yeah, you should know.
Right?
You kicked us off the text.
You guys kept texting
Bundle.
me. I was at work trying to watch the fights. Can't stand by my phone while I'm at work watching the fights. I got to do one or the other.
Can't man the phone, watch the fights, and make drinks. Goddammit.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and I have to service tables. Job would be great if it wasn't for customers.
Be the best fucking job. That's what you call a drunk.
They just lay the money down, they tip me, and they leave.
That makes you a prostitute.
No, I'm not doing any services.
They lay the money down, they give you the tip, and then they leave.
So we had our first ever women's strawweight bout happen on Fight Pass. Did you see it?
Nope.
No.
Why didn't you see it?
Because it was on Fight Pass.
Claudia Gadelha defeated Tina Haramaki.
Sure.
Does that look right? Unanimous decision.
Latamaki, yeah.
Then we went on to the preliminary card, which was also on Fox Sports 1.
What a night of fights.
What a night of
It was
fights.
great.
I mean, we had two decisions total.
Yeah. Fantastic fights.
You want to run through them?
Jose Dennis Cadeno up against Jarrett Sanders. It was a first round TK. Well, he retired him at the end of the first round, knee injury. Then you had Aljamain Sterling going up against Hugo Vienna. This is a TKO in the first round. Hugo Vienna lost. This one was a killer fight. Leslie Smith. She's one of the 4 horsewomen?
Jessamine Duke is.
Jessamine Duke is?
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well, then fine. Leslie Smith beat the crap out of Jessamine Duke. 224. This was a brutal, liver kick?
Liver kick, and then just pinned her against the cage.
And her hand broke too, right?
Yeah. Jessamine Duke shattered her hand in like the third or fourth punch, so she was unable to use her right hand for the majority of that first round, and then she just got pinned against the cage. She had nowhere to go.
Just got to wait for it to numb up on you.
And she basically got hit with like a 52-hit combo by Leslie Smith, who dropped her to the ground.
Fatality. Finish her.
Perfect.
Seriously, just looked like something out of Tekken or like Street Fighter. It's like, boom, drop.
I thought she was hitting pressure points and Jessamine Duke's arm was going to fall off.
Yeah. And you notice she was definitely tucking it after. Like, it was pretty bad.
It was a beating.
Now, Jessamine Duke is one of the 4 horsewomen who's already been beaten.
Right. Okay.
She was the first one to go down.
Did she get kicked out of the group now?
No, I don't know. Maybe
She has to ride a pony.
she's a 4 pony woman.
We're on the horses. You're on the donkey.
Can it be a baloney pony?
Whoa!
Ride it, my pony.
The only decision was Gleason Tibau over Pat Healy. What'd you guys think of that fight?
I thought it was all right. I don't know.
Do you think Gleason Tibau definitely did enough to win the unanimous decision, or could you see it go the other way? Should have been a split decision.
I don't think it should have been a split decision.
Do you think Pat Healy showed up?
He did not quite look like it, did he?
It looked
Gleason Tibau was taking him down pretty
it
easily
looked
as
like
well.
Gleason Tibau just had complete control of the entire match.
Gleason Tibau is like a natural heavyweight. Fighting at lightweight, that dude cuts like 100-something pounds.
I didn't see Pat Healy really able to do much against him that whole time. It seemed like Gleason.
It's because he's off the weed.
On the weed, man.
Get back on the weed.
Back on the weed. Kicking off your main card, you had a nice KO to begin it with Lucas Martins and Alex White. This was in the third round. This was a great fight. It really looked. It was a good back and forth.
Good
fight.
Back and forth.
All the way up until the knockout.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens.
Wait, was that the drunk knockout? Which one was the drunk knockout? Like it was all cartoony. Wasn't that the cartoony knockout?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he was like,
shut down like a robot.
It was hilarious. Lineker up against Oshalik. This was awesome. This was a fantastic fight as well. Oshalik really came back. And
never give up.
Yeah. Oshalik came back and he was nailing some combos, doing a great job in the second round. I was excited watching this fight. This whole night, I was pretty much on my feet
it was
with these
good.
fights. And John Lineker ended up getting the win in the third round with 9 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Tell me this. If it would have gone to the bell to that 9 more seconds, you think it would have been 2-1?
I don't know.
2-1 Lineker?
Possibly, yeah.
That's kind of how I was scoring it.
Yeah.
I was really holding out for the decision because it was such an amazing fight. I don't know who got bonuses, but I figured if that would have gone to the bell, then that would have been fight of the night.
And they did. Both of those guys got fight of the night.
Amazing. That was a fantastic fight. Great show. Joe Proctor and Justin Salas, again, another really fun fight to watch. Joe Proctor got the KO over Justin Salas. What do you think about this one?
It was a good fight, man. I mean, again, I think all these fights on this main card were back and forth.
To get this fight for free,
was amazing.
Was
I mean, everyone, the entire time while you guys were texting me, I was telling you to shut up, was just, these are amazing. These are amazing. Oh my God, back and forth, back and forth.
We're not creative.
I agree with what you said, so I'm going to repeat it.
Right.
I do agree with what you said.
I concur.
I think if there was ever a better way to get more people involved, this is the fight night to do it.
Yeah.
These are the ones when you see them on paper, it's like, great, Donald Cerrone, Jim Miller, that's a great fight that I want to see.
Edson Barbosa, Evan Dunham was also a great fight I wanted to see. The rest of them, I was like, all right, let's see how these go.
Well, I mean, even to the casual fan, people are going to know Donald Cerrone because he stands out in interviews, and Jim Miller's been around for a while, so people are like, oh, yeah, I'll check that out. But then when you watch this fight card, you go back, and it's like, I would have actually paid for that, knowing how good it was. Maybe not initially, but if for some reason, like, they would come up to me and were like, give me your wallet, we want $25 for you watching that, I'd be like, okay.
Right.
It was fine.
Right.
It was worth it.
And apparently you did, because they got it in Boston, right?
Yeah, they did. I paid $542 for this fight.
I like it because it drove the co-main event to the point where if they didn't produce, they were going to look like idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very true. Because at the first fight, I was like, oh, these guys got fight of the night. And then it just kept getting better. And I was like, oh, shit. He's going to get the bonuses here.
Right.
The one fight that I didn't quite understand on the card was next Rick Story up against Leonardo Mafra. The reason I didn't understand it is because Rick Story was a contender for the title like a year ago. Mm-hmm. You got this guy, Leonardo Mafra, who came off the Ultimate Fighter Brazil, but he lost his first fight in the UFC. This is literally his second fight in the UFC. Sure, he's on a 5-fight win streak, but it's Rick Story, the guy who is going to be fighting for the belt. It's such a huge
but look at Rick Story's.
Yeah, but
up to this point, look at his win-loss. It's just off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on.
Yeah, but how long was Mafra Godzilla's nemesis?
That still is going on.
I like, though, that Mafra was actually taking it to Rick Story in the beginning in that first round. In that first round, he was hitting him hard, and you could tell Rick Story was like, shit, I can't stand with this guy anymore.
Yeah.
And he immediately switched to wrestling, and he immediately started controlling the fight, taking him down at will, and then got him in that arm triangle choke.
Which Mafra had absolutely no answer for.
He ran across the cage in that second round just to immediately pull him down.
Yeah.
See, and like you say that, Mafra, like, they didn't work on any ground game with him, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And he's from Brazil.
Yeah, I don't
understand. Edson Barbosa up against Evan Dunham again. Another good first round.
Edson Barbosa becomes the first guy ever to finish somebody by kicks to both the head, body, and legs.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
This one here, this is his first KO with a liver kick. Caught him with just the toe, dug it right underneath the rib, and it just dropped Evan Dunham.
Oh yeah. Brutal.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Which one was the fight where they stopped it on a nut shot and it wasn't even a nut shot? They didn't call the fight, but they called the timeout for it.
Oh, that was Cerrone, right?
That was the
Cerrone fight.
Miller,
it was. Yeah.
Cerrone Miller fight. Yeah,
because that fight should have been over when that happened.
Donald Cerrone was throwing vicious kicks.
Yeah,
vicious kicks, and he caught him right on the belt line. And Miller dropped, and they thought it was a nut shot. It wasn't.
Very unfortunate.
And then he continued to throw it again because once I think the referee noticed where they were landing, he was okay with them. And he Donald Cerrone's kickboxing looked amazing.
Well, even Barbosa's kick, wasn't it like, it didn't seem glancing?
Everyone said it was very glancing, but I mean, you could just see that toe.
And the way he winced, like, he could...
Just shut him down.
Yeah. No, thank you. I don't want to know that.
So Donald Cerrone taking the win on that one.
Yeah, big KO with head kick and punches in the second round. I think it should have been over in the first, that kick, but... but the ref giving him a chance to rest, it changes a lot of things. Give him a little bit of time to regroup, not win, but regroup.
So Barbosa has the most fights win by kicks, right? 4?
Yeah, he just becomes the first guy ever to win by kicks in 4 different locations: head, body, leg, or 3 different locations: head, body, and legs.
Because I was gonna say, how many fights has Cerrone finished with kicks?
He stopped 3 guys now with one with a head kick, one with a body kick, and he actually stopped one with leg kicks.
All right.
Yeah. So then we have on Fight Pass today, right?
Yeah, it's already started.
I haven't seen anything coming in yet. No, it's tomorrow. That's right, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
On Fight Pass.
You're tomorrow on Fight Pass.
Which will probably be tomorrow their time, so early? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I've been sitting over here thinking I was wrong.
I know it's tomorrow, but it's like super early because it's in Dublin.
Well, that makes sense. Is that what
assholes?
Look, do you have that Fight Pass password or not?
Yes, I do, guys.
All right, that's all that matters.
I already got notifications from my UFC app for the weigh-ins and for the media scrum. Like, I got the media scrum today.
And weigh-ins were today.
I thought I got the weigh-ins yesterday. That's why. But it's a time zone difference. I have no idea.
All right.
I don't know. Could have been 4 a.m.
So the main card, obviously, we have Norman Park going up against Naikui.
Huh?
Kotani. Brad Pickett going up against Ian McCall. I really like that fight.
I figured you would.
Gunnar Nelson, Zach Cummings, and then your main event is Conor McGregor against Diego Brandao. Conor McGregor giving him the hat of doom, throwing his hat at Diego Brandao at the weigh-ins, and then Diego Brandao said, "Fuck your hat," and threw it off into the crowd behind him.
Could have been like who's the guy in Austin Powers or James Bond with the
Odd Job.
Odd job.
Throws the hat. That guy's in jail.
The real one,
Joe Son.
So now they call him Hand Job.
That's Joe Son.
That's from the Austin Powers movie, though. Right?
He was also in the.
It was the Bond one.
I'm pretty sure he was in both.
Shit, I don't know. I don't
Either
watch
way,
any Bond movies.
Conor McGregor obviously is the favorite to win.
Yeah.
For what reason, though?
Because it's in Dublin.
Because it's in Dublin? I mean, people are like, why is he not... Dana says he gets people all the time coming up to him and being like, how come he doesn't have a title shot? Why doesn't he have a title shot yet? He's like, he's had fucking 3 fights with us.
Crazy
Or
drunk
this is the
Irish
second
people.
fight. This is the second fight with us.
Do you want to be the bookie in Ireland that makes him the underdog?
No.
Exactly. Fuck no.
But I'm just... Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's warranting a title shot yet. He says he wins this fight, he should get a title shot, and he will be champion by the end of the year.
I told you, if he loses, half of Dublin will hang themselves.
The other half will just go get drunk.
No, they'll help the other guys hang themselves. Shit, if it's what you want.
Come on, let's have a pint. I'll string you up.
Diego Brandao likes to get really emotional before he gets in the cage. He wants to find a reason to hate his opponents. Obviously, Conor McGregor has given him those reasons. Been talking
Threw
trash.
a hat at his face.
Threw a hat at his face. Been talking trash. I mean...
Diego Brando's going to be backstage. Yeah, throw a motherfucker.
Motherfucker, what?
Threw a hat at me.
So are you taking Conor McGregor or are you taking Diego Brandao?
Tough fight, but I'm taking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I like his hunger, man.
He's definitely hungry.
The biggest reason I'm rooting for the guy is I like his hunger.
Great white hype.
Yeah, I do hope that if Diego Brandao beats him, though, I hope he shuts the fuck up for a little while. That's what I hope. I hope him getting beat by Diego Brandao will humble him just a little tiny bit. Would be nice. But if he wins, keep talking. Keep talking.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
If he does win, I need to find a picture of Brandao in a 3-piece suit and put, like, how you like me now. Yeah.
So that wraps it up. Another installment of Split Decision, your weekly MMA podcast brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios. Tell your friends. You can get us on Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also subscribe on iTunes. You'll never miss a beat. And if you go to splitdecisionmma.com, that's our official website, you can also get news updates. We have a ticker up there and stuff. So, booyah. SD_MMA if you want us on Instagram and Twitter, and Split Decision MMA podcast on Facebook. So that's it. Until next time, Bueller and Dodge. Well, that was a big stumble.
You're going with yourself on this one?
Yeah, Bueller and Dodge was all one word. Bueller and Dodge. I'm not even drinking yet. Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.